People often ask us about TFG Asset Management. What is it? Why do you do it? How do you do it? The first thing to understand is that Tetragon is a closed-end investment company and that TFG Asset Management is one of its investments. Through it, Tetragon has a private equity stakes in a number of alternative asset management businesses. So let me give you a brief overview of these businesses. First is LCM. LCM is a specialist in US broadly syndicated leverage loans, so corporate loans in America, with assets under management of approximately $6.6 billion. Secondly, GreenOak. GreenOak is a joint venture, a real estate focused, principal investing, lending, and advisory firm with assets under management of approximately $7.5 billion. Next is Polygon. Polygon is a manager of open-ended hedge funds across a broad number of strategies and with assets under management of approximately $1.6 billion. Next is Equitix. Equitix is an integrated core infrastructure, asset management business, and primary project platform. Its assets under management are approximately £2.7 billion sterling. Then there's Hawke's Point, which is a nascent asset management business focused on mining finance. And lastly, TCIP, which is the general partner for vehicles that invest in CLOs relating to the risk retention rules. TCIP also has an associated loan manager with $2.6 billion of loans under management. Yes, indeed. If I've answered the what, then the next question is the why. Well, the why is inherent in the investment strategy employed by Reed Griffith, myself, Steve Prince, and others at Tetragon's investment manager. At the investment manager, we seek to identify attractive asset classes and investment strategies for Tetragon's capital. And these asset classes should offer excess returns relative to their investment risk, or alpha, as is the industry parlance for that. We then seek to find high-quality managers and teams, or teams, with which Tetragon can invest in these asset classes or strategies. And thirdly, we look to negotiate Tetragon's investments to optimize their risk-adjusted returns. And lastly, and this is the relevant piece, where sensible, we look to own a portion of these asset management companies with which we invest. So we are investing alongside their management teams. And this is where TFG Asset Management comes in. So whether these businesses operate autonomously or indeed on the TFG Asset Management platform, the objective is for them to benefit from an established infrastructure which can assist in critical business management functions, so such as risk management, investor relations, financial control, technology, compliance and legal matters, and all of this while maintaining their entrepreneurial independence. The businesses can also benefit from investment capital, working capital, and indeed strategic resources. Thus, Tetragon aims not only to produce asset-level returns from investing in the underlying strategies, but also aims to enhance those returns with capital appreciation and investment income from investments in the asset management businesses themselves. And this is the origin of TFG Asset Management, starting first with LCM and most recently with Equitix and TCIP. In each case, TFG Asset Management sits alongside strong entrepreneurial investment teams in looking to grow their own businesses. Now, since Tetragon's acquisition of LCM back in 2010, TFG Asset Management has grown into an asset management business with 6 distinct asset management brands, as discussed earlier, aggregate client assets of over $22 billion, approximately 280 employees around the world, and main offices in New York and London. Well, when we speak to other professionals and competitors in our industry, they often point to a particular and indeed uncommon set of attributes that drives Tetragon's ability to build the asset management business. I think the first of these is Tetragon's long-duration investment capital, which is all too rare in our industry. Second, TFG Asset Management has built a global infrastructure over 15 years that is very robust and diversified. And third, Tetragon's experience in having achievements in building asset management businesses over the last several years. So as an example, when Tetragon acquired LCM, its assets under management were approximately $2 billion, and they were essentially in run-off funds at the time. So in a way, it was in wind down. 7 years on, LCM now manages nearly $7 billion, has launched 3 new CLOs in the last 12 months alone, and Tetragon has benefited both from its returns of being invested in LCM CLOs and also from the increase in value of the business of LCM as an asset manager itself. Now, another example I'd highlight is Equitix. So Equitix is the integrated core infrastructure asset management business and primary project platform. Tetragon acquired Equitix in early 2015, and we were attracted to infrastructure as an asset class. We found the team to be very high quality and a compelling track record, and we very much liked the 25-year duration to its funds. Now, Equitix was being sold by its private equity owner in an auction process, and we believe that Tetragon was selected because, amongst other things, we understood the complexities of their business. Tetragon could make a longer-term investment than a typical private equity sponsor, and indeed both parties wanted Equitix to keep its own brand and for its own management team to continue to manage the business. And lastly, I think we know a lot about how to structure incentive packages for management, and we focused on alignment of interest that would be attractive, obviously, for both parties. Now, since the acquisition closed in February 2015, Equitix's assets under management have more than doubled from approximately £1.3 billion at that time to over £2.7 billion today. Tetragon has seen over 100 new asset management businesses and opportunities each year. And that's from teams setting up their own businesses to businesses looking for seed capital and or a strategic partner, to even significant existing businesses where Tetragon can take an ownership stake. Through these opportunities and through organic growth of our existing businesses on the platform, the strategy is to continue to grow TFG Asset Management as Tetragon's diversified alternative asset management business, and with a view to a possible initial public offering and listing of its shares over the next several years. And that is TFG Asset Management. Thank you very much for listening.